And then I believe, Leon, before you do that, I think the wiring loom has to go in first. Otherwise you won't get to the parking sensors.
That is correct,
You
Mark.
won't get to the parking sensors.
Silly, I'm getting ahead of myself.
Okay, the Amazon parcel has been delivered, and well, it is a Saturday. This is my only option to get a temperature sensor on a Saturday. I got it off Amazon because usually ambient air temperature sensors are pretty much similar on most German cars. This was like £10, and I got the plug and the ambient air temperature sensor. Let's see if that goes in this hole. Of course it does. So that goes in. Right. Now, all we've got to figure out is which wire out of these. There's one here, which goes to the ambient air temperature sensor, and there's one here, which will go to that coolant temp down there. I've got a feeling that this one's going to be the ambient air temperature sensor, just because it's ripped out the most. The best way to try is literally just to join the wires together and see what happens in there. When we start it, the fans should stop running all the time because it's in like a little safety mode at the minute. So I'm just gonna like cross the wires together for now and see how we get on. I don't think it matters which way round the wires will go on these temperature sensors. If it does matter, it might say like -degrees instead of +degrees, but I'm sure we'll find out. So I've got this one twisted together for the ambient air temperature sensor at a guess, and this one twisted together for the plug for this coolant one right at the back here. Yes, well, that's on. We'll know whether this works or not if the fans don't run when the car's cold and we have a temperature reading on the dash, but let's see. Have we got a temperature reading? Yeah, boy! 20.5 degrees. And it sounds like no fans. Oh, what I'm gonna do is read the fault codes just in case, because we don't want to seal this car fully up if there is a fault with one of those temperature sensors. Then we need to solder them and fix them for good. Let me run the fault codes. Okay, we're looking good-ish. We've got this thing here, which doesn't explain anything. It's just an orange coolant temperature light. I found why the yellow temperature sensor thing is on, which is really vague. It is due the RPM of the coolant pump of the power electrics is too high. Leakage or defective seal was detected. So the RPM of the little coolant pumps, there's tiny little coolant pumps around the front of the engine, and that's saying it's too high, it's spinning too fast, and that's usually because there's air in the system. Because there's air in the system, it's just spinning air. There's less resistance with air than when there's with coolant, so the RPM's too high. So I think we just need to bleed the system, and that should get that coolant light off.